We are located at Corner Plaza, 4th floor on Parklands Road. TikTok. Get your brand on the talk with City Clock.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Lunchtime News. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Sign language interpreter is Brian Moraro. While you can interact with us on our social media handle at KBC Channel 1. Now, to kick us off this afternoon, member states of the Regional Center on Small Arms are being urged to enhance border controls, strengthen legal frameworks, and improve information sharing to reduce dangers posed by illicit flow of arms. Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo says Kenya is committed to closely work with member states and relevant partners to enhance coordination and bolster collective efforts in responding to illicit circulation of small arms and light weapons. Now, before we cross over to that report, we begin with the developing story from State House, where President William Ruto is currently holding a high-profile meeting with women leaders from across the country. Let's listen in from State House, Nairobi.
Short and families shattered by this vice demand our immediate and urgent action. It is a stark reminder that we must act swiftly and decisively to protect the lives and the dignity of every woman and girl in Kenya. We know that every 4 out of 5 women killed is out of intimate partner violence, which means that our women are being killed in places they consider safe. I send my condolences and those of these leaders standing here with me to those who are in pain today because of these tragic events. I commend the women leaders for their commitment and the practical proposals and solutions that they have put forward to end this scourge. This challenge requires the combined efforts of government, religious leaders, parents, teachers, civil society, and all citizens of goodwill. Protecting our daughters, sisters, and mothers begin at home, in our communities, and through all other institutions. Let me reiterate that the government, in its women's agenda, is explicitly committed to ending all forms of violence. As leaders, we are united in the resolve to ensure that justice is swift and efficient. I have instructed the criminal justice actors to execute their mandate without delay, holding perpetrators of femicide fully accountable. Gender desks in police stations must be enhanced, and we will introduce similar gender desks services in hospitals to ensure victims receive immediate attention and care. At the same time, we must equip our young people with the skills and awareness to navigate the risks they face in society. Social media has become a dangerous avenue for exploitation, and I urge our young people to treat strangers on these platforms with utmost caution. Parents, schools, churches, and community organizations must step up to provide life skills, counseling, and guidance to our young people. We urge religious leaders too to use their platforms to speak positively about women, women leadership, women engagement, and help congregations understand that women's rights are also human rights, creating a positive environment for women and our children. The government of Kenya is committed to ensuring that the structures that respond and support survivors do not re-victimize them. Matters psychological support and safe spaces for women and children are a priority in my office. Through the Women's Rights Advisor, we are launching a Safe Homes, Safe Space campaign during the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence that is going to start on the 25th of November. Our communities need education on the signs and causes of abuse and the resources available to victims. Awareness is a crucial step in prevention. We must increase awareness on the availability of safe spaces where victims can seek refuge, toll-free hotlines such as GBV 1195, Child Help 116, and the DCI anonymous reporting number 0800-722-203, and the counseling services in order to provide victims with the support they need to find protection. As we approach the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the women leaders standing here have agreed to embark on a nationwide awareness campaign to confront this vice head-on. This campaign will have the full support of my administration, and we are committing Kenya shillings 100 million for the Safe Home, Safe Spaces campaign and for the next 16 days of activism. And these women leaders will lead the way in making sure that our girls, our women, are made aware of the dangers they face, especially when they engage with strangers, when they engage with people in social media, in strange places, with strangers. It endangers their lives and it weakens their ability to be able to extricate themselves. I urge every Kenyan to join in this movement, to speak out, to educate, and to stand united against femicide. Finally, parents have a crucial role, and I say so as a parent of 4 girls myself. Be present and approachable for your children. Let us create homes where children feel safe, supported, and loved. A strong family is the first line of defense against lacking in our society. The women leaders and I stand united in declaring that femicide has no place in Kenya. Together, as a nation, through our concerted efforts, we shall eradicate this vice. We must be relentless in protecting the vulnerable in our midst and unwavering in our mission to create a society where every woman lives in safety, dignity, and freedom from fear. Thank you very much, and I look forward, leaders, to working with you as we join hands, make concerted effort, work together, partner to make sure that we raise the level of awareness of the dangers that our girls, our daughters face in the hands of strangers and in the hands of people who don't mean well for our society. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, Well, those were live pictures from State House, where President William Ruto met with women leaders to discuss the troubling rise in femicide cases across the country. He applauded the dedication of women leaders in driving change and emphasized the need for everyone to work together to address this pressing issue. During the meeting, the president also launched a campaign as part of the 16 days of activism, aiming to amplify efforts in combating the gender-based violence. Now, we shall be keeping you updated. For now, we move on. Member states of the Regional Centre on Small Arms are being urged to enhance border controls, strengthen legal frameworks and improve information sharing to reduce dangers posed by illicit flow of arms. Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo says Kenya is committed to closely work with member states and relevant partners to enhance coordination and bolster collective efforts in responding to illicit circulation of small arms and light weapons.
The Forum of National Focal Point Coordinators, serving as a precursor to the 15th Technical Advisory Committee meeting coming Friday, brought together member states of the Regional Centre on Small Arms to discuss solutions to the flow of illicit small arms and light weapons. Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo called for the enhanced collective efforts to reduce accessibility and availability of illicit arms and curbing their devastating impact in the society.
Additionally, we must improve stockpile management and engage in comprehensive disarmament, demobilization and reintegration programs. However, we are all alive to the fact that these threats keep on mutating with each day, and we must remain steadfast in our efforts to eradicate them.
Despite financial challenges, the centre has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting member states in contributing to peace in the region.
To advocate for timely financial support from your respective governments. This support is indispensable to sustaining and expanding Texas missions.
When the light weapons and small arms are in circulation in any regions, there is no peace. Let's look forward in the reparation and coming up with recommendations which will provide background of our strategies in how we are going to handle light weapons in our various regions.
The member states were further called on to employ multifaceted approaches that encompass both preventive measures and robust enforcement mechanisms. In addition, the members were urged to craft tangible strategies that will shape the future of REXA and manage small arms and light weapons in the region.
We've been implementing robust measures to curb illicit trade in these weapons, and many member states continue strengthening their national frameworks in collective efforts to promote regional security.
Two-day forum intends to recommend ways of advancing the shared goal of a safer and more secure region. Yusufar reporting for Lunchtime News.
In other news, civil society actors in Kisumu are threatening to storm the offices of security agencies over what they describe as failure by the government agencies to tame rising insecurity in the Lakeside County. The activists are accusing the police of laxity even as Kisumu residents continue to agonize in the hands of killer gangs. And as though the human rights defenders blame security agencies of doing little to rein in on criminal elements in the county, Kisumu City Manager Balawanga is assuring of beefed up security strategies as the Lakeside City gears up for a packed festive season.
The issue of insecurity is not because waizi wamewashinda. It is because you are sleeping on your job. And we are giving you 1 week, 7 days. If we don't see reforms and a stop to the issues of insecurity, we will be occupying those police stations. Starting with Kondele and Kasagam police stations. Those are the areas where insecurity is rampant.
We are asking that the government abides by the Constitution and allow people to have freedom of movement, freedom of speech, and persons who are being arrested be presented in court immediately. As LSK, we underscore our commitment to continue to represent those who are being wrongfully and illegally arrested, harassed, and kidnapped.
We have dismantled the criminal gangs. We know where they are coming from. We have formed the estate areas of security control. Estate barriers, we have dealt with estate barriers, we have dealt with estate vigilance. We have informers everywhere now. Now we are nailing criminals one by one.
And now on health matters, grassroots leaders drawn from Narok County have embarked on a campaign to sensitize locals on the benefit of embracing social health insurance fund. Led by Narok County Commissioner Kipkech Lotiatie, noted the new health scheme covers the rampant chronic diseases that are very expensive to treat. The Commissioner noted that a great number of people had already registered for SHIF, but there was still a need to continue sensitizing the members of the public to ensure no one was left behind. The leaders told off those politicizing the scheme and accused them of misleading Kenyans.
As at now, we still need it to allow because the target is still has not been met. And but as we progress this way, we will get a number of people in there to register. Otherwise, the registration exercise is ongoing, and we are appealing to all wananchi to register a large number.
Hii ni jambo ambalo inasaidia kila mwananchi. Hii ni mambo ambayo tulikuwa nayo tangu zamani, lakini imebadilishwa system. Registration natakikana ifanyike haraka kulingana na vile serikali wamependekeza kusaidia wananchi tukufu, kwa sababu sio kila mtu anaweza kujilipia bili ya hospitali.
Sababu serikali ni gumu sana itupeleke mahali yenye si mzuri. Kwa hivyo ile kitu tunaamini ni kwamba SHA itatusaidia.
Moi University Vice-Chancellor Professor Isaac Koskei is being questioned by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission at the Commission's offices in Eldoret over alleged financial mismanagement. The anti-graft body had earlier said it is investigating the alleged embezzlement of more than 2.2 billion shillings at the university through fraudulent infrastructural projects.
What are your expectations? What are your expectations?
A section of locals from Chia, Kamukhale and Mwingi North are still facing acute water scarcity despite ongoing rains. The water shortage has created a conflict over a borehole constructed 17 years ago by a local NGO supported by Japan. The residents are blaming the region's water management company of not taking care of the borehole.
Mara nyingi inatumbidi tuende mtoni tukachote maji, kwa maana sisi hatuna pesa ya kutosha ambayo tunaweza nunua maji nayo. Wamepandisha maji kwa bei ambayo hatuwezi afford, kwa maana sisi mapato yetu iko chini sana. Sisi mara nyingi tunategemea mvua, na mvua huko kwetu hainyeshi.
Sisi tunalilia serikali itusaidie tupate haki yetu. Juu maji ni haki yetu na maji ni uhai. Maji ni yetu, tulishimbiwa, hatunaibiwa.
Now, residents of Witethia village in Georgia have welcomed the construction of Tech University in the area, saying it is already lifting the profile of the area. According to private developers and other entrepreneurs, the clientele has drastically increased following the establishment of the varsity that has been cited as a key development trigger. They say that the varsity has been key in improving the cleanliness of the populous village, employment of locals and training of learners from poor backgrounds.
Ujenzi wa manyumba unaongezeka, wanabiashara wanajenga kulingana na venye barabara saizi kumetengenezwa vizuri, so unapata wenye Malad Road wanajenga nyumba mzuri, so watu wanakuwa wengi.
Hao watoto wanatusaidia kukuja kununua chakula huku. Pengine kwa nini tunapewa security ya hao watoto. Hii watoto kuna soko yetu ni kama 24. Tunaona maendeleo, wanalala wakienda na wakirudi. Kwa hivyo soko yetu ni kama 24 hours kwa security. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni maendeleo. Zamani tulikuwa tunauza kama saa 2 tunafunga. Sasa hii ukikuja mpaka saa 5 utauziwa. Juu ni maendeleo, kuna security. Kitabu hakuko na security. Sasa hii tuko na security juu ya hao watoto.
This institution imejaribu kutusaidia kwa njia moja ama nyingine. Tunaona kama ukuzaji wa talanta zetu, vijana wetu wanapatiwa mipira, wanapatiwa uniforms, wanaingia kwa uwanja na wamefanya nini, wanasaidiwa mpaka na kifedha. Tuko na wengine ambao hawajiwezi kifedha na wanataka masomo, wanasoma vizuri au wanalipiwa shule na Tech University.
In an education matters, more than 460 learners at Anointed Academy, a private learning institution in Mukuru, Kwajenga, Embakasi South in Nairobi County, will be forced to enroll in alternative schools following the school's demolition for occupying public utility land. The area member of parliament, Musili Mwathe, lamented that the public utility land that houses Mukuru Community Center, which is the only public school in the area, has over time been encroached on by several private schools. Mukuru Community Center, which was reclaimed from a private investor in 2020, is currently serving learners from playgroup to junior secondary school, with plans to construct a senior secondary school to enhance transition of learners. The school's management, however, claimed that they had not been given adequate notice to vacate the said public land.
Tumeambiwa ghafla tuondoke, serikali iko na project inataka kufanyia hapa. Last week Friday ndio walikuja na matingatinga wakasema ondoeni vitu zenyu, kama hamuondoi tunabomoa sikiwa ndani.
It's public property and a thief is a thief. Ameiba for the last, I think it's 16 years. Kwa hivyo watoto wetu wa Imara Daima wanastahili kwenda secondary pia. Si tunamalizia shule primary na hapo ndio tunaweka secondary yetu. Imara Daima Secondary School inajengwa hapo. It's a public property na hatubanduki hapo.
Residents of Homa Bay County have been urged to invest in proper sanitation facilities, including toilets, to combat poor hygiene and reduce the prevalence of waterborne diseases. Homa Bay was recently ranked 4th among 15 counties in Kenya with high levels of poor sanitation and open defecation.
While addressing the matter during World Toilet Day commemorations in Thiwa, Homa Bay County Director of Health, Gordon Okomo, underscored the critical role of proper sanitation and hygiene in preventing the spread of waterborne diseases such as cholera and typhoid and promoting public health.
Open defecation, poorly maintained latrines, and lack of access to clean water not only compromise public health, but also our environment and dignity of our people.
Ili tuweze kurekebisha hiyo, lazima juhudi yetu ikue zaidi maradufu, na ni changamoto ambayo tunachukua sisi zote tuhakikisha hiyo lengo limepatikana.
Meanwhile, rampant open defecation cases among the pastoralist communities have been cited as one of the key contributors to rape, defilement and prevalent disease outbreaks in Marsabit County.
Jamii ya hapa ni wafugaji. Maisha yao ni kufuga ng'ombe, ni kuenda kuchunga mifugo, na pia utamaduni yao ambao kitu ya kwanza watu hawapasi kujulikana mahali ambayo wanaenda kutoa vinyezi vyao. ni njia wamezoea kwamba wanaenda mbali, wanatembea, wakati wanaenda kuchunga ndio wanaenda wakijisaidia huko kwa kichaka.
For Lunchtime News, I'm Christine Matunda.
Nurses at Mount Sinai Hospital in Thika have downed their tools, citing unpaid salaries for the past 3 months. Lamenting that lack of payment has affected their daily lives, the nurses, led by Mercy Cheragat and Emma Mombi, the nurses vowed not to attend to patients until their overdue wages are paid. The hospital management, led by Nursing Services Manager Easton Jerry, stated that the government owes the hospital approximately 22 million shillings from the defunct NHIF.
Kigoja sijaona pesa yoyote, so tunafanya strikes, tunamwambia, anasema tu anafuatilia. Sisi wenyewe hatumuoni, anatumana tu, na utu wenye anatuma si HR, anatuma ama matron, anatuma watu wengine.
We've had issues, financial crisis, that we've not been able to pay our staff for 2 months. This is the 3rd month. Not only the staff but also some of our suppliers, but the issue is being followed up.
Well, that report brings us so fast break here on Lunchtime News. Don't go too far, we still have more news coming.
Are you thinking about your future? Saving through a registered retirement benefits plan offers amazing benefits that make a difference when it matters most. A registered retirement benefits plan allows you to save up to 20,000 shillings every month tax-free. An investment income from a pension scheme is tax-exempt, meaning your money grows even faster, especially when you add the compound interest. Your retirement benefits provide a basic, reasonable income after your working life, preventing old age poverty and offering contingency funds in cases of ill health, death, or other disruptions. It acts as a safety net upon loss of employment, like during the COVID-19 pandemic, and offers financial protection to your dependents. Plus, it can cover post-retirement medical costs, one of the biggest expenses for retirees. Secure your future and enjoy your retirement to the fullest with a registered pension plan. Plan today for a brighter tomorrow. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Say bye-bye to FOMO, the fear of missing out, by downloading the KBC Online app that gives you access to everything you love. Get the latest news, sports, music, entertainment news, live radio, and so much more at the palm of your hands. To get the app, simply search KBC Mobile Digital App in your Google Play or App Store and download the app. Catch what you want, anytime, anywhere. Stay connected. Stay ahead with KBC Mobile Digital App.
Welcome back. This is Lunchtime News. Now we cross over to the LSK Secretariat grounds along Gitanga Road, where the Council of the Law Society of Kenya, led by LSK President Faith Odhiambo, is currently addressing members of the Fourth Estate. Let's listen in.
Even stating that police should be properly identified, no use of live bullets, and we have been able to commence cases against any police during that period that have continued to ignore, at least with regards to command responsibility. And so if he's found guilty, then the Law Society will deal accordingly. And with regards to call for international organizations can work in concert, hand in hand with our local authority. In any event, they will still meet and seek information from these same local organizations. And so we want the independent institutions that were set as per the Constitution to actually do their work. Either they're able to help investigate and bring to book these perpetrators, or as a country we say this is a constitutional moment to disband these institutions if they cannot do the work that they were set out to. And that's why we are giving a chance to trust the institutions and calling for investigations to be done. Kenya National Commission of Human Rights has been at the forefront, even tabling the numbers, and we have worked with them. And also part of our demands is that they include different civil society organizations with regards to the investigation, so that whatever process can be credible, can be transparent, and people can own whatever decision is finally made, because all different stakeholders would be involved.
Well, that is a developing story. This lunchtime news, where the Council of the Law Society of Kenya, led by LSK President Faith Odhiambo, is addressing critical issues that have sparked national concern from the role of the rising cases of vaccine injuries. At the same time, they were deliberating matters regarding the rule of law and among other issues. Now, moving on to other reports, Kakamega Governor Fernandes Barasa has criticized a Finance Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi for allegedly misleading citizens about the disbursement of funds to counties by the National Treasury. He lamented about excessive red tape and bureaucracy, which he said results in untimely transmission of county funds from the national government to the devolved units. He was speaking in Lukuyani, where he demanded for urgent reforms within the Office of the Controller of Budget to expedite the process.
Nataka kuambia waziri wetu wa National Treasury, stop misleading Kenyans. Unajua ya kwamba pesa zikitoka katika National Treasury kwenda kwa County Revenue Fund ambayo inakuwa controlled na Central Bank, it takes a minimum of 2 weeks kwa hiyo pesa kufika katika magatuzi zote 47, because we have a lot of bureaucracy and inefficiency in the Office of the Controller of Budget. Pesa ya mwezi wa September was released last week. Mpaka sasa, it has never reached the project designated accounts.
Lack of progress on climate finance and fossil fuel phase out is threatening to derail the ongoing Conference of Parties talks in Baku, Azerbaijan. Environment Minister arrived yesterday to help end the impasse that is threatening to scuttle what was built as the climate of finance number progress has been made on the transition away from fossil fuels, which was agreed with at the COP29 in Dubai. The host Azerbaijan has failed to commit to phase out the drilling of oil, and which powers close to 90% of its economy. O'Brien Kimani joins us with more updates from COP29.
With about 3 days to go before the end of COP29 here in Baku, Azerbaijan, anxiety and fatigue is finally kicking in due to slow progress and the ongoing stalemate. African civil societies are calling on the African group of negotiators to walk out of the talks instead of settling for a bad deal. This is coming at a time when the small island nations are threatening to quit the negotiations if critical conversation around climate financing are not concluded. And the question now comes, will COP29 live to its billing as a COP of finance? This will only be revealed in the next 72 hours.
The COP29 entered homestretch today with a major deadlock threatening to scuttle with the negotiations. On Monday this week, the high-level ministerial conference kicked off on an optimistic note, with environment ministers pledging to work hard to agree on key climate finance agreements. 3 days later, no progress has been made, despite the group of 20 richest countries meeting in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, affirming their support on the new collective quantified goals.
As the voice of African people and communities, we insist that substantial progress must be made in Baku in securing the GGA. But we are clear, we do not hear ambition, hope, and inspiration from processes in the negotiation rooms. These rooms have become centers of frustrations and lamentations, particularly by negotiators from developing countries, Africa, for specificity.
Environment ministers from rich nations arrived yesterday in a bid to end the ensuing stalemate. The African civil society are urging the African group of negotiators to walk out of the talks if rich nations fail to agree to the new collective quantified goals.
They keep buying time. They buy time until the last minute when they throw the last card on the table, and then we have no option rather than to take what they want. And so we need the language, whether it's DGA, whether it is mitigation, whether it is the means of implementation. I believe that we need really to be more political.
We do not become intentional in terms of making sure that there is youth inclusion when we're speaking about climate finance, access, and climate finance allocation. That means that we risk, that future that we're speaking about for our continent, we risk the perspectives of making sure that our Africa's green growth agenda can be pushed by the young people.
Africa wants the rich nations to raise $1.3 trillion to help developing nations deal with the climate change crisis crippling their countries. However, the global north wants the fund to be raised through a mix of public and private sector funding. The G20 accounts for 80% of all global greenhouse gas emissions and 85% of the world's economy, stamping its authority on the global stage. And as another day of grandstanding and slippery slope continues here in Baku, delegates are on the lookout for a glimmer of hope that will offer the much-needed impetus to the negotiations. From Baku, I'm O'Brien Kimani.
Police had to move in and rescue alleged illicit brewers in Sossit village in Kericho County after irate locals stormed their homes, accusing them of being behind the death of 8 people. The locals accused the local administration of protecting the illicit brewers who operate as if they were above the law.
Screaming and shouting, hundreds of enraged Sossit villagers in Kericho County held demonstrations over illicit brew they blame for the death of 8 people in the area. The angry residents storming 3 homesteads they claim are kingpins of illicit brews in the area, seeking to smoke out the occupants. They lamented the effects of the vice and called on the government to act tough and save locals.
Watu wametutokeza kuona ya kwamba hii mambo ya pombe ikamilishwe kabisa, kwa sababu watu wameua. Tumepoteza watu karibu 10.
Wazee wetu wamefuruga mali ambayo tuliwachiwa hata na wazazi wetu, sababu wanauza shamba, wanauza vitu, alafu wanapeleka kwa watu wenye wanatengeneza pombe. Mama wadogo hawajazaa sababu ya pombe, wanamaliza wazee, watoto wachanga hakuna.
They further asked the authorities to ensure the culprits are locked behind bars to serve as a lesson to others.
Tunaomba serikali kwa unyenyekevu, sikia kilio yetu, sikia kilio yetu kama wakina mama, ili tuweze hata tukaendeleze hata jamii yetu.
For Lunchtime News, I am Teresa Mutai.
The government will rope in financial institutions through the Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company to provide cheap mortgage to Kenyans seeking to own homes through the affordable housing project. The mortgages will be banded into 3 categories, namely social housing, affordable housing and affordable market, attracting mortgage rates of 3%, 6% and 9% respectively. Housing Principal Secretary Charles Hinga has called on financial institutions in the country to quickly develop the new products into their mortgage facilities and facilitate the new dispensation being sought by government. The PSA's 19 affordable housing schemes across the country are at the final stages of completion and will be available for purchase and occupation, some of them by December.
As the call is made for Kenyans now to start buying, we start I think with 18 or 19 whatever schemes that are almost ready, okay? We want you as banks and SACCOs, okay, to open your channels, because we will be telling Kenyans the home is ready or is getting ready. If you're interested, go to any of your favorite bank or SACCO, okay? We have an arrangement with them and they will give you a home loan based on the income brackets that we have.
The Laikipia County Assembly is seeking to dissolve a 7-member County Revenue Board over claims of graft and sexual assault. A motion tabled by the Ngetho Ward member of County Assembly Stephen Derito alleged that the Revenue Board was extorting job seekers in the county, hence derailing the county development.
And we have been saying, and I want to confirm today, that if we want to end corruption, the entire board should go home. If we want to end sexual harassment, the entire board should go home.
So that means that if there is allegations of sexual harassment, it must be true somewhere, somehow.
Na katika serikali inasema kwamba ni bottom up. Tuinue wale vijana ambao wako chini. Tutainua kwa njia gani? Kama watu wanatapeli watu kupitia hizi kazi.
Waokotaji wa ushuru katika jimbo letu la Laikipia walikuwa mstari wa kwanza kuokota ushuru 1.5 billion, ambao miaka iliyopita walikuwa wanaokota milioni 9. Ningelipenda kuwauliza, mbona hakuna chochote walichokiona kizuri kwa wafanyikazi ambao walikuweko?
Four candidates have expressed interest in the position of the Homa Bay County Assembly Speaker following the resignation of Julius Gaya. Gaya's resignation came a few hours before planned impeachment. Homa Bay MCAs have emphasized the importance of electing a leader with integrity, strong leadership credentials, and robust human resource management skills.
We have possible candidates who have shown interest to be the second Speaker of the Third House for Homa Bay County Assembly. We are expecting someone who is able to coordinate the services in the Assembly. That is someone who will be able to have the staff and the honourable members deliver their services. And would be able to coordinate 3 major functions for the honourable members. That is the oversight, the legislation and representation.
Now let's take a look at business news, where toilet and bathroom cleaning brand Harpic partnered with the Ministry of Health to educate residents of Migori and Nairobi counties on the importance of toilet hygiene in observance of this year's World Toilet Day. Thousands of Kenyans gathered to learn practical ways to improve toilet hygiene in line with this year's theme, Toilets, a Place for Peace.
40% of rural communities in Kenya still rely on unimproved toilet facilities that do not offer adequate hygiene benefits. While Kenya has made substantial progress in sanitation, 8.5% of the population still practiced open defecation as of 2022. The country aims to be open defecation free by 2030. Reckitt Kenya regulatory head Dr. James Mokoro says it is essential to ensure that sanitation and water services are resilient, effective, accessible to everyone, and shielded from harm.
This is a major milestone when it comes to disease prevention of communicable nature, including helminths, these are the parasites and the like. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the county governments, wants to reach each and every member of the society, those even at the lowest level of the community.
Reckitt, through its Harpic brand, has been driving awareness on hygienic toilets over the last 8 years through the door-to-door program that educates consumers on the need for proper sanitation and training them on how to ensure a clean, hygienic toilet.
It's not a privilege, and because it's a right, we want to make sure that everybody is aware of the need for such activity where everybody is involved.
In Nairobi, Harpic partnered with the Nairobi County Government to promote toilet hygiene at AEF Primary School in Mokoro kwa Ruben by educating the community on maintaining cleanliness in public toilets.
German and Spanish investors have rolled out strategies to reclaim the lost glory of Malindi town, aimed at making it the preferred tourist destination in Africa. The move is set to diversify the town's tourism sector that is largely dependent on the Italian market and will involve highlighting its unique attractions, cultural heritage and natural beauty to rekindle interest. Already, 3 Spanish investors have established an ultra-modern club in the resort town, with other potential investors already setting up more projects to rope in the Eastern Europe market.
To attract more people to Malindi is that we need to open business like new restaurants, not only Italian restaurants. We have a lot of nice Italians restaurants, okay? We need to open different kind of food here in Malindi, like Spanish food, like Lebanese food, like Greece food. So, and also to improve with new hotels as well in Malindi, because frankly speaking, this Malindi has been stuck for many years, you know, with Italians. And we need a new blood.
So many places here, 3 places. This is the name is Oasis place. You can find a VIP place and super VIP, you know, because maybe the people, they want to do a private parties, to spend time here, to enjoy, you know.
1,000 farmers and more hailing from Busia, Kisumu and Thika counties are set to benefit from a project using black soldier flies to produce natural fertilizer and animal feed. Experts in modern agriculture focusing on behavioral change in the country from Moi University converge at the Nambale Magnet School, where they say the overuse of chemical fertilizers has made the soil acidic, negatively impacting agriculture. The project is expected to turn around agriculture fortunes of the targeted counties.
Tunapendekeza wakulima watumie fertilizer ambayo inaitwa organic fertilizer kutokana na mdudu ambaye anaitwa black soldier fly. Hii ni kwa saizi tunaifanya kwa kaunti ya Busia, Siaya na Kisumu.
Hii mbolea si kama ya Kisungu. Mbolea ya Kisungu inaharibu mchanga wetu. Mchanga saizi wa Nambale tuseme kwa Busia kwa jumla mchanga wetu uko chini sana kwa chakula. Lakini hii yetu haina kemikali kabisa. Ukiweka kwa mchanga itaweka mchanga katika hali nzuri, na ukipata chakula chako utakipata katika hali nzuri.
And in the sports arena, Germany are through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Nations League despite being held to a 1-1 draw by Hungary after a late penalty equalizer from Dominik Szoboszlai denied them 3 points in the Group A3 match. Netherlands drew 1-1 with Bosnia, who were relegated to League B as a top scorer. Victor Gyökeres netted 4 in Sweden's 6-0 demolition of Azerbaijan.
And in it goes. Neatly worked to Dedic. And did that cross the line? Dzeko thinks it did. In by Wirtz. Schlotterbeck! And then poked in from close range by Mecha. Saved the game for Hungary. Szoboszlai!
FIFA World Cup winners Argentina beat Peru 1-0 in the 2026 CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers thanks to Lautaro Martinez's 32nd international goal from Lionel Messi assist, which saw him move level with the late Diego Maradona on goals for the country. In other matches, Brazil drew 1-1 with Uruguay as Chile beat Venezuela 4-2. Now, Mozambique and Botswana booked the remaining slots to the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations after the final day of qualifying to complete the 24 nations list to Morocco. Botswana drew 1-1 with Egypt in Group C to get the point they needed to qualify for the second finals as Mozambique beat Guinea-Bissau 2-1 in Group I. Taifa Stars of Tanzania sealed their slot from Group H following a 1-0 win over Guinea to join fellow East Africans Uganda and Sudan in the finals as Kenya missed out.
What a goal that is! Superb! Out of absolute no delivery. In comes the ball. Good looking delivery, and there is the goal. In comes the ball, headed towards goal and in.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing KBC Lunchtime News. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter is Brian Moraro. For more news, check out our website at kbc.co.ke. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Hivi tosi ungefanya nini?
Barmi angeshika ya mtu. Put him in a tray. Remove all the gloves. Have a razor blade. Alafu nagatakata yama pieces kadogo kadogo kama ile ya nyingine.
Omera, this is my phone. It is not yours. Of course it is yours, but it is tapping. Why are you people intruding into my personal life?
Hey, leta muda yangu. What is wrong with you? Let me go, you crazy woman. Ndio kilezi, leta muda yangu.
No, come here.
Jambo lolote unalitaka katika mambo yako ya kidini na dunia na akhera, nenda shika udhu, swali swala ya suna au raka mbili au swala ya faradhi, unakuwa karibu kiwa na Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Tulikuwa tumekaa tu nyumbani na mama hapo tunatulia.
Mamako?
Mamako? Si mamangu, manzi yangu.
Nani?
Manzi yangu.
Mke nasikia umeoa mwisho ni mdogo kushinda huyo. Sasa si wewe ndio umemwondesha hiyo tabia?
I can do it.
hivyo mimi nilikufa. Kwa maisha mtuzi yangu. Are you single or married?
None of them. Business.
Sasa hiyo inahusika wapi na hiyo?
Unaona hata huyu utapata hapo na mtoto kidogo.
Wewe.
Hiyo ndio shida.
Wewe toka.
Wewe heshimu koti.
Wewe usimtafutie bibi.
Heshimu koti. Wewe heshimu koti, heshimu koti.
Ngendo alikukupali amepata.
Hujambo mpenzi mtazamaji wa runinga ya KBC Channel 1 na karibu katika kipindi chako pendwa, kipindi cha mkulima, kipindi ambacho huangazia masuala ya kilimo na ufugaji, lakini pia masuala ya kilimo biashara. Jina langu ni Francis Ngala, tuambatane hadi tamati. Mtazamaji, kwa muda mrefu mboga za kienyeji zimechukuliwa kuwa mboga za watu wanaoishi vijijini na wala sio watu wanaoishi mjini. Lakini baada ya tafiti kadha wa kadha, mboga hizi zimeanza kupata umaarufu na ukuzi wake sio mgumu. Karibu Taita Bitausi atufunze jinsi ya kukuza mnavu.
Mboga za kijani kibichi huwa za aina mbalimbali. Kuna sukuma wiki, spinach,